There's so much healing that's going on. Last night, I had a beautiful, amazing guest, Ayub Yosef, on Enlightened Circles. And don't forget, on Enlightened Circles will be coming to you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then Jamie and I will be here every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So with Migrate Your Mindset. And Jamie will be on the evening shows too, here and there. You know, it'll be a different hour for him though, being in the UK. But you know, we talked about relationships last night, which is, we purposely planned this so that Ayub and I would be talking about relationships and some tools to get through them, tools of reflection in the mirror. And we were talking about the dance of relationships and energy last night. So if you didn't get to watch that last night, go to Enlightened Circles on Facebook or YouTube and catch that show with Ayub Yosef. It was amazing, powerful, and beautiful. But as well, Jamie and I plan to be here today so that everything we talked about and all that healing energy that was coming into place last night, we could work on that as well and work on those energy blockages. And guess what? Next week on Enlightened Circles, the Tuesday evening at 9 p.m., I'll be doing Calling All Angels with Kay Angel. And we're going to be discussing more about your angels and your spiritual and healing. So it's a continuation of this week, as well as Jamie and I next week will be going into actual relationships again. And we're going to talk about the correlation of relationships and business. Like, how does your business affect yourself, your relationship with self, right? And your relationship with others, or how does your relationship with others or yourself affect business? So we'll get into that next week. Jamie, how has your day been? And, you know, we're here, we're ready. I know there's been a lot of spiritual messages that have been coming through on my end, preparing and ready, knowing that this is what we're going to do today. How are things on your end and where are we at? And everybody out there, start typing in the comments, show your emojis, show your likes, and let us know what you want to work with healing on today, because that's why we're here. Let's do some long distance remote healing.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. And by the way, you mentioned at the beginning that you couldn't stream to Instagram. So I just put it in my to-do list to be on Instagram for next week so that you can. Yeah. So
I could stream to Instagram, but then it would just be me, or I would have to flip the camera and then try to zoom in on this little tiny, you know, awkward picture of us live. But next week we'll get that going too.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, but no, my week's been good, thanks. Yeah, I've had a great week. It's just, you know, before we got onto the live, we were just discussing, weren't we, about how fast time flies, you know? So, yeah, the week is just like, well, every day just zooming by. And sometimes you think, well, how am I? You don't even know how you are because, like, you've not even been aware of time passing. Yeah, but how was your week?
It was fabulous. It was fabulous. It's been great. It's been fabulous because I'm doing stuff here with Enlightened Circles and with all of you beautiful souls. And I have been seeing so many clients have such amazing growth and breakthrough. And that's not to say that you and I haven't been having our own amazing like breakthroughs and awakenings as well, right? So that's what we really want to get into today. You know, I'm going to get into something and just talk about this real quick because it was something that came up. You guys, everyone's getting messages all around, and we're talking spiritual healing energy. And these messages are coming from all different places, all different ways, all different sources, even animals or little creepy creatures. You know, in the Northern Hemisphere, we all have the spring. So what happens are all these little creepy creatures start coming up and around. And we have this all happening. And so what is the spiritual meaning of XYZ animal or insect that you keep seeing? So for example, in my place, and it happened right before the show, and I got some calls from some clients real quick in text messages, but I want to go over one of them, and it would just like really make sure. So yesterday, my sister-in-law shows me a picture of a centipede they found at their house on the second floor. And she goes, don't you think that's kind of weird that they're not just down creepy crawling on the first floor? Mm-hmm. I was like, well, you wanted to climb up the stairs and get exercise for all those legs, you know, and get strength. Yeah. Joke about it. But then today I'm getting ready for this. I always look in my shower. I don't know why. I live out on the farm. So you always are used to just kind of like sixth sense, always like kind of looking around, seeing what creepy crawlers you might have or something. I'm in the shower, taking a shower, already have washed my hair. And then I look down and see that there's a centipede in my shower up against a little corner. I don't know if he was there since the beginning or if he snuck in. So I'm like, turn off the water, run out, get a shoe, kill the centipede. Sorry, people. Yes, I did get the centipede. He's gone. But in that, you know,
Oh, you've frozen. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but Jessica has frozen. And by the way, hello, Gail. Gail is my mother. So good to see you, Mum. Thanks for coming along. So she may come back with us. It's a shame because she was telling a really good story. I thought that was quite amusing about the centipede in the shower. So I want to hear the punchline. Oh, dear. She's probably going to log out and then come back in again, I imagine. Yeah, I was right. Hello, Jessica. Welcome back. Welcome back to your own show.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Oh, dear. Frozen again. Oh, dear. I really hope we get to hear the rest of this centipede in the shower story. Hello, Kimberly. Good to see you. Thank you. Yeah. So Jessica was just explaining about her time in the shower and the centipede there. And then right when it was like, you know, getting interesting, she froze, she disappeared, she come back and she's froze again. So I'm hoping that she'll be back in a second. And yes, she is. She's reloaded. Hello, Jessica again. Oh my goodness. You don't want to be here today.
No, I think there's just so much energy. We're talking about energy healing, right? And I was going to share the whole thing about the centipede and what the centipede means. And right when I'm getting into it, poof. And then right again, poof. And the funny part about it is when you call upon the centipede spirit guide, it talks about it's time to be looking within. And it also talks about the new psychic abilities that are come into place, like these new vibrational levels. And right when I'm about to share that,
wow.
The internet goes out. So we have different ways, hotspot it to the phone. But one of the main messages as well that kind of came in with it that I saw was it's just amazing that there's so many different resources around us that are there to support us, our healing, our psychic abilities, and everything else. And Jamie and I have talked about how sometimes the show, we never know.
Yeah.
Gail's saying she's still frozen because she killed the centipede. And I love that. Thank you, Gail. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's my mum. That's my mum.
Oh, your mom. Yeah. Hi, Mom. Yes, and because of that, we just have so much energy that's going on. And I love that. That's hilarious. But the centipede comes with so much. And I don't know where you were, Jamie, but I think that it was like kind of important that we kind of brought that up, because it's like, how many times do you keep seeing the same animals? How many times do you keep seeing the same birds? How many times do you, how many times do you keep getting the same messages? And, it talks about how these are ready for new psychic experiences and new to previously unrecognized psychic abilities. So, and finding out how to protect against psychic deceptions. And that's something we really wanted to get into today's show. So, for me right away, when I saw that and it's like right up close and personal, I'm like, I'm looking this up before we get online and I'm going to find out what the message is here. And I encourage every single one of you. How many of you guys have gone on and looked up, Googled whatever animal, spirit animal, whatever, anything, dreams that you might be having?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's interesting because sometimes we go through a phase and we do see an animal a lot, or an animal that's unusual to see. Because I had a similar experience, and I know in a previous broadcast I spoke about one of my grandmothers, and this is another grandmother because she's passed, right? Another grandmother I have, she's passed, and one day I was thinking of her, and I was even speaking to her, and I was driving along in the car and I was on my own, and suddenly, and I believe that this was like a sign from her, suddenly there was like a massive, enormous flock of magpies, which I've never seen before, because usually you see magpies in 1s and 2s, maybe 3s, and like you never see more than 3 or 4 at a time. Never in my entire life have I seen like hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating when I say hundreds. There was absolutely hundreds that came just suddenly right at that moment when I was like asking her if she was okay. And then they just appeared, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's incredible. And no one would believe, I mean, I can't prove it. Like, probably people wouldn't believe me. It was my own little personal experience. It meant a lot to me. And I mean, it definitely made me think about the afterlife very seriously when that happened.
Well, see, this is something that we're talking about energy, talking about healing together, and we're all always looking for these signs. Like you said, you were talking to your grandma and you were having this intimate, beautiful soul conversation with her for your own purpose and for your healing and for your good. And then here she makes sure spirit, universe, God, everything makes sure that everything works together to bring that message so strong and so clearly. And you can't deny, like you said, a flock of magpies. Like, we don't have them. When you said that, I was like, yes, we don't really have them so much in New Mexico where I'm at in the desert. And when I ended up seeing one here, it was like so obvious. Look it up.
Right.
Google spiritual meaning of, and it's just so beautiful when you do that because it helps bring in all of the messages that maybe we've been missing ourselves that are right there straight in front of us, and brings in beautiful confirmations as well. And so so it's such a beautiful thing to do. So as we get started on here, this is something that we wanted to bring forward and say, guys, we're here for healing. We're here to share. We're here to talk about these things. But don't forget, you have signs around you all the time. You have symbols around you all the time as you're on this energetic, migrating your mindset experience, right? And listen, because we keep asking, but we don't always listen. So some of you that are out there, I see some of you guys are on live with us, and we've already had every time I get going with something super energetic with somebody on here, there's always some kind of technical difficulty because it's just like we have so much energy that poof. So that means it's going to be a great time and a lot of healing going on. So what are some of the things that some of you want to work on with healing? Type it in the comments on Facebook or YouTube and let us know as well so that we can refocus some of this around as we help you migrate your mindset. But Jamie, you want to take us, because last time, funny enough, when you were going into the spiritual stuff, that's when we had the interruption.
Yeah, maybe I'll disappear this time.
Yeah, you went into the great, you were taking us into the beautiful meditation last time so we could get grounded and get set. And then we had the different distractions. So since we kind of have all of this beauty around us right now and the energy set, you want to take us back into like a beautiful centering so we can get further into a nice healing session for everyone that's around and everyone else that might be seeing this in the future. Remember, you're part of it since already now.
Oh, sure. Yeah, certainly. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So basically what I'll do is I'm going to walk us through like a guided kind of meditation, get us relaxed and in a receptive state, so that because maybe some of you here have like a healing need, and we're going to discuss healing and how we can bring healing ourselves, and then we're going to join in trying to bring that healing too. But we'll just go through a meditation first, okay? So we'll just start with some breathing, and just wherever you're sitting right now, no doubt you're sitting, okay? And just make yourself comfortable and breathe at a comfortable rate, but breathe a little deeper than you would normally, just to begin with. And breathe in for a count of 3. Now hold that breath for a count of 4, and then release that breath for a count of 5. So breathe out more air than you breathe in, and feel that relaxation as you breathe that air out. and focus on my voice. And as my voice changes, it relaxes you. And as you breathe, you feel a wave of relaxation come upon you. Each second that passes, you become more relaxed. And as you become more relaxed, you're more aware of your body. You feel more comfortable. You are unwinding, relaxing. You are happy and peaceful and completely relaxed. And in a moment, when you come out of your relaxation, you're going to immediately feel a new sense of vitality, alertness, awareness, and happiness. Well, if you want to open your eyes, you can. I didn't want to go on for too long, but hopefully that's certainly made me feel very refreshed and relaxed.
It definitely does. It's very important to get relaxed and grounded and centered, as you and I have both said before. And as we're wanting to go into sending out some healing energy as well. And I've seen a lot of comments come up of our loved ones who have passed on, and how these different spirit animals mean a lot to us and represent, even your mom's talking about the cat that when she was at the gravesite, it came up to her and stayed at the grave, and she had never seen it since, but that day she really needed it. And that even when she was going to leave the gravesite, is her comments are saying that the cat didn't want to leave her, and it tried to scratch her each time that she tried to get up to leave. So, sometimes some of those things, it's about like tuning into the messages. And then Lisa was asking about the wasps, and the last 3 homes that she's moved into, she knew that they were for her. They had the wasps, and the third time she said to her daughter, "Look, wasps, I told you this was the place," but we both knew it was before we saw them. They knew that it was the place to be. And, with wasps, it can mean, there's so many different meanings to so many things going on out there, but by getting into a grounded place like you're taking us into now, you can really start to listen to the messages. Wasps can be a representation of challenges or self-sabotage as well, or people who are trying to sabotage you, and how we allow them to self-sabotage ourselves. But it also can be a fact of success is ahead, especially if you are steady. If you're steady in what you're doing, there's that success as well. And goal-oriented, bring your goals into being goal-oriented and being productive. So it's also a sign of fertility and creativity. So maybe each house has brought you a new creative moment in your spirituality or in your family or in many different ways, in different formats. So, and wasp also, remember, they don't sting, but they sting and they don't really care. So you might be a strong enough person that you get to speak your mind. And it's been difficult to be able to balance that when you speak your mind, knowing that what you say might have that sting, but yet you're standing up for what you truly believe in and what resonates with you. So there's so many different things, but look them up, Google them, but get balanced and get grounded so that you start to receive your messages. Because each time I look something up, I hear a new message. I see a new message, and I figure out how it relates to my past, my present, and the future.
Yeah. And maybe also, do you think there's a different meaning in the context in which it happens?
Yes, 100%, always, always. And that's why it's good to get grounded. Like you just got us into that grounded space so that we could be a lot more relaxed and receptive. Like they talk about, there's plenty of studies that talk about, so myself being a medium, I know you guys are bringing in a lot of your past life, your loved ones from the past already. I feel their spirits and energies around. Being a medium and being a medical medium, they've done a lot of studies, and people who are psychic or mediums, we drop into like a theta state, they call it. And those theta waves are being relaxed. And so for me, I'm in a theta state like right now. I drop into that very easily all the time throughout the whole entire day. I don't have to be in my sleep in order to be feeling that way or to be relaxed, right? And a lot of people getting chilly. Eh?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I do apologize. Carry on.
No, you're fine. You know, and this is actually a perfect example. The theta state and everything else, when you get a relaxed state and when you're tired or you're getting into that, you have where you get cool sometimes, right? So Jamie just walked us through, and he walked us through that relaxation, and now he's in that relaxed theta state to be doing the healing. And then, you know, and now he's getting cool. And so there's a difference, right, on how we start to feel. And sometimes when you're running a lot of energy too, you have heat. So we have a lot of heat and cool influxes and effluxes when we are doing energy work. So if any of you guys are getting cold and hot at home, know that this is normal, right? Lisa, I placed it up there. She was saying, thanks for sharing. I always thought I had a negative connotation. The wasp did, but what you said makes sense. So thanks, Lisa, for the confirmations. But what is it that you're wanting to work on, Lisa, for healing so that maybe we can assist and help you? Or Gail, I see you're typing in the comments. Anyone else out there, type in the comments. I'm picking up on a lot of loved ones here. I'm picking up on a lot of different physical, as I say that, the neck crinks. Whoever you are out there watching this that's been having that neck crink, because it just hit me pretty heavy and hard. And then like the back, the spine issues as well. So we can work on some of that today as well. And then I'm picking up on some knees. And then who is also having like that those pancreatic kinds of issues. I'm feeling the pancreas inflamed right now and feeling the little sharp pains. So whoever's out there, whether you're live or you're coming up, we're going to be working with you. And so Ben, your mom's Ben, keeps coming in a lot. So that's going to pop up some point, I'm sure. And Kimberly saying the neck. So that was her that we were feeling, right? As she's like, that's me. So yeah, let's get going here, and let's get some healing energy going. I know, here we go with another sound back, and I'm hearing it on your end, I think, come back through. So we're really getting the energy flowing. As I said, here we go again. Take a few more deep breaths, because as we started talking about what we're going to do, I could feel everyone's energy spike. Get back into that relaxed state that Jamie just took us into with that breath work. Go back to that sound of his voice. Bring yourself into the calm state. I feel a lot of excitement of people thinking about family members they wanted to hear from. Physical body issues that you're going through, not you, Jamie, but you, the rest of everyone out there, as well as the loved ones. Who's the child? Somebody has a child out there who's having some issues and in and out of hospitals or in the hospital right now. So I'm not sure which one of you guys that might be, but we're gonna, either it's the child's in the hospital or you have fears of them continuing or going back in. So Jamie, what else may you be picking up on, or anything I said that was resonating with you, and where do we need to start?
Okay, well, Yeah, I mean, I would love to assist in some healing that people have, because I do think that we can sometimes, like, uh, we can make our healing stronger when we get help, right? Okay, but I feel that maybe when we've done some healing, we can really talk about the mechanics of healing, and like how people can like continue to, do healing for themselves on a regular basis throughout their life. You know.
Amen. Yeah.
Yes, I've got some thoughts on that, but we maybe get to that later. But seeing as you're picking up on all of this stuff, maybe we should address it and, help people in their healing.
Yeah. So let's take a few deep breaths, everybody. And some of you guys who have been with me on Enlightened Circles prior, for other times that we've done this, if you're there and you're sitting and joining us at home, remember when you put your hands face up, a lot of times that we're putting ourselves in a receiving mode. So you'll see a lot of healers kind of, as we're talking about, Jamie, and talking about like some tools and techniques, you'll see a lot of healers rub their hands together. And I used to do this since I was forever. Little girl, didn't always know the technical significance, right? But you'll see a lot of healers rub their hands together. What are you doing? You're creating, in physics, that's heat, right? That's energy. So you're getting the energy started. So you can always go ahead and start your hands rolling together, but then place them in a face up fashion as if you're doing that, because we're in a receiving mode. So everybody just take that deep breath, place yourself in receiving mode. And as you're in a receiving mode, that's why hands up are in meditation, prayer, all different formats. Just take that deep breath in and just start to allow yourself to connect with whatever is divine for you, to you. Okay, I just felt the chest pain. So whoever's been having heart problems or chest problems, I'm not sure if this is going to be a physical one. There's two people out there. One of you is having heart problems, energy blockages, like heartbreak and everything else. And the other person has had the physical heart issues. So just take a deep breath in, everybody. Connect with everything that's divine, God, spirit, source, universe, whatever that word is for you. Bring that in. Allow that positivity, that pure divine light, to just breathe into your lungs. Let it move over just the way your lungs pump. Exchange energy with your heart. The oxygen with your heart. Let the energy be exchanged with your heart, and let this be pumped throughout your whole entire body. Take those deep breaths in and allow this energy to enter all that you are, into every single cell, into your adipose tissues, into your muscle tissues, into your bones, into your blood, into your nervous tissues. Kim, I'm already feeling your neck pain start to go away, but the persons with the heartache, it's really there, really pounding. Did you feel Kim's release as well?
Yeah, I did. I'm amazed that you said that, because I thought it. Amazing.
Yeah.
So Kim, you might want to.
Yeah.
You might want to move your neck in a direction that would previously hurt, just gently, and see if there's a change, because I definitely believe that there was.
Kim, if you're out there and you want to confirm that for us, let us know. I felt you breathing in and really having that energy, and as soon as you got into that more steady space, it just walked on out. So remember that energy leaves, it gets transformed and transmutated into something positive and good, and that's what we're working on. The heart pain is still here. I'm feeling it now from like 3 or 4 different people. We just did relationships as well. That's what we just talked about last night. And so we talked about the different relationship issues and the heartache that comes with that. And as I just said that, I'm starting to feel that start to alleviate as well, because those of you that were in heartache, that's what you're wanting to work on. And excuse me, as well as if you hear me belch, because that is one of my natural ways as I'm doing a lot of spiritual work for release, especially when I'm working with other people. It's the natural releases. So that already started to occur in me. So let's just continue to allow this energy to pass through, because some of you, I want you to really feel, where is this energy at in your body? Where is the energy stuck? Where is it passing through to? Where is it not at? Excuse me. Kim is saying, yes, I can move my neck to the right without pain, praying hands. So thanks, Kim, for the confirmation, but thank you for all the healing energy you were allowing to work within you and on you, and that you as well accepted from all of that, which is divine. Because Jamie and I are here and we're powerful healers, you as well are empowering your healing energy that's within. You're choosing to connect with that divine and be guided through it and allowing all that you are to work as well. So thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay, I'm starting to feel the heart pains move and rotate out. So they're transforming and transmutating. So take those deep breaths in, everybody. And as you, each one of you, we all have had so much. And part of this is like, if you can just imagine and you have your eyes closed, when you have that energy exchanging from your lungs and the air in your lungs over into the blood that circulates and goes into your heart, you start to feel that negativity start to try to exit your heart. And some of the pain is not just the people that I was seeing that actually have had the emotional heart breakup or the physical issues that are going on in their heart. Now that I'm on here, somebody else has had some stents placed. So I'm seeing your stents. We want you to assist in releasing the fear of those blockages on your coronary arteries. And there's a lot of fear based around where those stents were placed. So release that fear and just trust that that healing is there. Trust that those stents are functioning and working the way they are to keep your heart working and functioning the way it can and should. So, but the rest of us, what we're feeling as well in our heart is that negativity that we've been around. We've been seeing these protests. We've been seeing these riots. We've been seeing so much chaos since the beginning of the year even. And so just take and with COVID and everything else, just take the deep breath. And everyone, we've had these heart energetic blockages because our soul blockages, emotional blockages, we allow that to be blocked up in our heart chakra. And as I'm saying that, I can feel people, it's coming up and into like throat, because we're not even sure what we should say about it, or what we've been saying might have been the wrong words of how we can express things. So let's just take a deep breath. Call that healing energy in for all that spiritual and emotional trauma that has been here as of late, the first half of the year. We're already into half a year. Like Jamie was saying, time flying by so fast. And just release that. Allow this energy to be transformed, transmutated into something just beautiful and divine. Excuse me. So many releases going on.
Yeah, I can sense that there's a lot going on, for sure. It's funny, you've been talking a lot about the blood, and yeah, that's been in my mind too. And definitely, yeah. So.
Okay, one last breath, everybody, all together. And one more now that you release, just breathe in beautiful divine love. There you go. Let that healing energy go into every single cell, into your DNA. Let it spiral up your DNA helix. And let that about your DNA, your physical body, be the representation as it spirals up that DNA helix of what it's doing on your light body, your spiritual body, emotional body, all your bodies, not just your physical body. Okay, how's everybody feeling out there? If you need to move or twist and crank it on out, go ahead and do so. But how's everybody's, some of you guys that are in the comments, how are you feeling? How's it going? Do you feel any blockages somewhere? Is your body feeling better? Are you feeling lightheaded? Are you feeling lighter? Did you have visions? Did you see colors? Because Jamie and I both work with a lot of colors, and sometimes I'm sending some of you violet light, and so you might be seeing it and you're not even understanding why you're seeing different light. So share with us in the comments as well. And those of you who watch this later as well, that might not be live with us. And those of you who are watching us live and this is working for you, like it and share it over into your Facebook or share out the YouTube feed so that other people can come in and join us live right now. Start a watch party. Let us all cumulatively come together. Like Jamie was saying, healing is stronger in numbers. And that's why we want to get our enlightened circles within brighter, but we want us all to link as well so that we can link our enlightened circles with others and be stronger together.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Okay. Jamie, how are you feeling? What were you feeling with that?
Yeah, no, I felt, well, you see, we kind of worked really well together because I know that you were like seeing things, and then like as you identified the problems that maybe people were experiencing, I was like sending out like my healing, my personal healing, in form of light. So I felt that, and I felt just a great sense of peace that it was with a nice long comment from Lisa here. No, there's definitely something in the air. I do believe that there are some people, and maybe not even on the live, but on the replays, that they're going to find this very helpful.
Yeah. Lisa's saying that she's feeling amazing as I meditate to your voice. I keep seeing very dark storm clouds and heavy rain. Why? We're going to get to that. But her comment right before that actually happened to say, I want to share. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing yourself with all of us out here, because it's very important. This is how we all heal. This is how we all learn, right? But she was saying she was in the best shape of her life in 2017. Her right hip went from simply aching to having a full replacement in May of 2018. This took her to a dark place. I was trying to understand why it was in my life. What was this trying to teach me? But I couldn't figure it out. At the beginning of this year, I realized that all the healing I'd done from my childhood was really just mechanical. I had done codependency work, but I hadn't allowed my inner child to come through since January. So now she's saying that she's feeling amazing with this healing energy going on that we just did. And as she was meditating to the voice, she kept seeing the dark storm clouds and the heavy rain. And you're asking why? And part of the reason I wanted to read your comment from before is because those dark storm clouds that you're seeing, they were showing you, and what your spirit guides and guardians are sharing with me as well, and your angels, is that, first of all, let's give you and everyone else on here that's listening a round of applause for all of the amazing work each one of us have done within ourselves. Okay, first of all, you deserve that. So don't, with what I'm about to say as well, don't think like, oh my God, then I haven't done my work. No, we have done our work, but it brings us to these new levels where we can deal with it at higher levels, right? So the dark storm clouds you were seeing with the heavy rain, that's that inner part that you right now, excuse me, that you have been working on all this time, but right now in this moment, you're choosing to allow it to all come forward and release. You're in guided hands right here. Don't think we take this lightly. Jamie and I ask for light and protection to be around each one of us individually, for us here together in this platform for you, to protect all the electronics, to protect each one of you on your end, anyone who sees this in the future, for light and protection around each and every single one of them in the future as well, so that all this energy, since the beginning of time till the end of time, which has no end in our infinite souls, right? That it come together, be protected, filled with light. But that way you can have these huge releases as well, and beautiful, amazing healing energy work in you and throughout you right now at this moment. So what you're seeing, those dark storm clouds come up with the heavy rain. You think about it. What is rain doing? Clouds build, right? In science, in weather, clouds build. And as the clouds build, they start to build with the precipitation. They start to build with everything that they need and deserve to release. And with the heavy rain, you have chosen to finally release everything that you have been working on. The hip, that you said that went to a full replacement that took you into a dark place. First of all, in medicine, as doctors, we're always taught anyone who goes through hip replacements, doesn't matter how young or how old they are, they go through some big, huge depression. There is a huge depression that comes over people going through a hip replacement. But you came into the knowledge and understanding of how this hip issues took a physical manifestation within you from your childhood. And it took that. So you have had these storm clouds now from childhood, from this lifetime, from past lifetimes, all coming to this point right now where you are choosing to do all of your healing and releasing. And that's where you're seeing the heavy rain come out. So don't take yourself thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't do my work. Actually, it's a beautiful thing, because when I could feel your energy when you're saying this and seeing, oh, I saw the very dark storm cloud and heavy rain. Why? And you put why in such big capital letters. You went into an energetic thing saying, like, if I'm experiencing something so beautiful right now that I'm feeling amazing, why do I see or feel this darkness? And that's what your spirit guides are sharing with me, that this is kind of where your mind went. But the darkness is actually beautiful as well, because you're choosing to bring it all into balance. And when you can release it right now, take that deep breath, Kimberly. Sorry, Kimberly. I'm seeing Lisa Jackson's message with Kimberly. And there's a reason this just happened, because Kimberly, I didn't even notice that till right now. Lisa's talking about the hip. Kimberly's saying she's feeling amazing storm clouds. And I just feel like two of you had joined your energy so close, because there's a message in both of those for both of you. Does that make sense now that I just said that?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, because there were two people and you spoke to them as one, but I can see now that that was perhaps meant to happen.
It was supposed to happen, because I just clicked now, because now I completely saw it with clarity, but I was just following spirit guides and what I was supposed to be saying or sharing. And it is two of you, but there was lessons in both of you, because Lisa went to the dark place of her hip. Kimberly, you were also tapped into, and this is how we show how our energies all connect. Kimberly was tapped into where she is, but she was also tapped into Lisa's energy. And this is how we just said before we started, I said, this is why our Enlightened Circles, we work on our Enlightened Circles together, but we work on our Enlightened Circles connecting and linking with each other. So Lisa's saying, why? Now you're all starting to understand how our energies work together. So normally I'm like, I catch it. I see exactly who said what and why and whose story is who. For whatever reason, spirit guides just led me to see it as the same story. And the reason I saw it as the same story is because both of you are tapped into each other's energy, just like we all are right now. So this is how powerful all the healing is. And Lisa's saying, yes, yes, yes. I'm weeping, cleansing tears. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Jessica. So I wasn't even meant to notice, Kim, that you and Lisa were two separate people at that time, because we are all so tapped into each other right now. And what did we say? Let's heal together. That's what Jamie and I were saying today, is that the name of the show is Let's Heal Together. And this is how we all migrate our mindset to new levels and new forms. And it's like how Jamie was saying, I might be the one talking, but Jamie in the background, because he's a beautiful, amazing healer, when I tap into something, then he can send his healing light and energy to that. And as I'm doing that, the rest of you are doing the same thing. So that's how we migrate our mindsets. And that's how we're healing together in such beautiful, amazing, powerful ways.
Yeah, I agree.
This is fabulous. It's fabulous. I love what I do. I feel so blessed. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Lisa. Thank each and every single one of you that are out there linking. It's such an amazing way for all of us to be interconnected. Kim, and you were feeling amazing, and then you had that dark storm clouds. Now, the message that I was talking about, the dark storm clouds, now you know as to why, but yet they are partially as well your dark storm clouds that came up in your life as well. So they are part of your dark storm clouds that you've had, and now you're choosing to release and allow this rain to come. So it's actually like a dual message for all of us, right? Because that's where we're all at. And Kim saying, thank you. And it's so beautiful. And the power of healing, and the power of healing is so powerful. It is so amazing.
Well, you know what? You were saying about our energy connected and all that. And Kimberly, I want to tell you what I experienced in the meditation, because I remember when you said about the rain, the heavy rain. Well, when I'm around heavy rain, I actually feel really relaxed. Heavy rain really relaxes me, especially if you can hear it pitter pattering on the rooftop, right? And then you're inside and you're nice and dry and you're cozy, and you can hear the heavy rain outside, and it brings on a sense of like contentment and relaxation, because you're inside. And I, like, in this past while, whilst we've been like connected during this session, I've been feeling that exact same sense. It's not raining outside, but it could be raining. It's the same feeling,
Yes.
So yeah. So I don't know if that means anything to you, Kimberly, but that was like, you described how I was feeling as well as you were describing how you were feeling. Yeah.
See, it's just so powerful. And that's where, even with everything that's been going on in the last 6 months, you think about it, we are in June. We have gone through a half the year, and all of us feel, especially I know I feel this, but everyone I talk to, Jamie and I were just talking about this prior to starting. We feel like, where did the months go? It feels like we're still supposed to be in February or March, because we've all been having to be separated from each other with social distancing. Now we have protests and riots, and it's social distance, but it's okay to protest and riot and be right next to each other. So we have so many contraindications in our life, by media, by political leaders, by everything else out there that's going on. And it brings these storm clouds up. But yet we were going through the end of last year into the beginning of this year, we were all going into such a monumental, fast-paced, spiritual, amazing, beautiful growth together in all different ways. And as we went through that, we are seeing how it's affecting our emotions and our growth. There's almost something else out there, that there was something affecting us in different ways, and started to make us think that our spiritual growth that was so monumental in the end of last year into the beginning of this year, that it came down. And we have like a darkness that's set in upon us, those storm clouds, right? But now we're all reawakening that actually it's not. We've been doing our work, and it is powerful. It is powerful when we all come together in new, positive, healing, beautiful, lighted ways.
Yeah, that's right. That's an interesting analogy. I love it.
And so many of us have gone down, and then we start thinking, like, because all we see in the media are protests and riots, what is it doing? It's falsely allowing us to think that therefore all this monumental spiritual energy we've been building as a collective, as a world, as a universe together within ourselves, our own universe, because we have a huge universe within ourselves, within our soul, and within our spirit, right? And all of our universes have been collectively going to these higher new places. Now, what are we seeing all around us via TV? Because now we feel so alone, because we have social distancing and things going on, or we can't be back at work. We're not having these conversations. So we've started to feel so alone. Don't allow that energy that's out there utilizing this negativity around us to try to reconquer the storms you have grown so much to release. You have allowed these storms, these cloud storms, the beautiful rain that's actually, like Lisa's saying, it's been raining there all morning, and it just stopped. And funny enough, it just stopped, Lisa, as a beautiful symbolization while we're on this, to say you have released. You are healing. The healing's there. And Jamie is, Kimberly was saying, like, she was agreeing the rain being so soothing to her. Like, I've always found, I agree with you too. Rain has always been so soothing to me. I don't think it's just because I'm the little farm ranch girl that lives out in the desert. Like, for us, it's like, yay, more rain.
Yeah, I know.
Think about it as well. Rain is like a beautiful shower. Rain washes the negativity off. Rain washes off, and there's always such a renewed spirit to our beautiful earth once rain has come.
Yeah, that's right.
Anytime you have a rain, right, you have such a beautiful renewed spirit. The dirt has been washed off, buildings and cars, everything looks shinier and bright. So there's a beautiful, soothing, clearing, cleansing symbolization to rain. Plus, we're mostly made up of water. So we're having our reconnection, our blessings, our clearings, our cleansings. And in most all religions, in some way or some format, water is also used in a clearing and a cleansing or blessing format. So there's something very soothing about water. And if you're just really into elemental energy, water is so powerful. Why do you think our world is made up mostly all of water as a body of water? And then each one of us is mostly all made up of water as well. So there's something very beautiful, soothing, clearing. So this kind of comes into some of the mechanics of what we can utilize to clear ourselves and cleanse ourselves for our healing. I know I've talked about utilizing water in the shower, and I'll get back into that maybe again if some of you want to hear that again. Some of you guys already have heard that, but as a reminder to you all how we can transmute and transform energy with water and clearing and cleansings. But Jamie, you want to share some thoughts as we've been through these powerful healing moments, but let's get into some techniques as well.
Yeah, certainly. Okay. Well, you know, it's been interesting because like Lisa, a few comments ago, you mentioned about allowing your inner child to come through. You, Jessica, mentioned about the universe inside of us is enormous. And you know what? I think that really ties in with what I want to talk about because, you know, we lose that. You see, here's what happens is we're born and we have a clean slate, right? And then while we're a child, we like anything is possible. Like anything you can imagine is possible and real, right? But then what happens is as we grow up and life happens, we develop a cynicism, a skepticism, we start putting limits on things, and you know, we lose that wonderful thing. And sometimes it's for the good, but not always. Okay. So what got me into healing, okay, I think was I mean, I think it always was, but I think what really motivated me was when I had my son, right? And I remember, and you know, this is okay, before I go into this is something that everyone can relate to. So how many people have you heard, you know, when you were a child, you probably said this, or someone said it to you, you know, you fall over, you hurt yourself, and someone says, oh, shall I kiss it better? Right? And then what happens? Yeah. So you get it kissed, your mum kisses it better, right? And then you feel better, right? And you really, it's real. You do. You think that there's some magic in that kiss on your grazed knee or something. It's like some magic power because you really do feel better. You're not just making it up. Okay. Well, anyway, I remember my son when he was a child. I could tell him anything, and it would become real to him. Yeah. So, you know, if he hurt himself, I would say, you know. And I got to experiment with this because it really intrigued me, right? So if I told him, "Oh, Josh, you're okay now," you know, and he was, so he would fall over, he would cry, and I would say, and then I said, "Look, Josh, I'm going to count to 3, and then you're going to be better, right? It's going to be amazing." And then and then he would start crying, like turning off a tap. I would say to him, "Josh, okay, I'll touch where you're hurt, and as soon as I touch where you're hurt, that pain is going to stop." And then because I told him it was so, because he believed it. And that's what we need to carry into our adulthoods, right? Yes. If we can imagine it, if we can believe it, if we can have that childish like way about us, right? We can experience that very same thing that we did when we were children, right? Do you know what I mean? Like my dog, I want to tell you about my dog. Just a final thing. Maybe you got some comments, Jessica, but I get passionate about these topics. But my dog, right? He and this isn't even a human, right? Obviously, okay. But he struggles to jump up onto a sofa, a chair, to jump up on the bed, you know. So like if he enters a room and he decides, oh, you know what, I'm going to jump up on that sofa there and lie down, and then he's like, his little legs can't do it, and he's struggling, and he takes a couple of minutes, and he's trying, and he fails, and he tries, and he fails, and like I don't know, maybe he just can't jump very high. Maybe it's his type of breed or something. He's a Jack Russell. He's not even that old. But anyway, if he gets excited, like if I say, come on then, Jack, and I encourage him, right? All of a sudden, he's like, he just springs. He springs out. He can do twice the height, right? So which means that, like, you know, if we get like, if we can like somehow affect our state, yeah, like magic things happen. I mean, it's amazing. It always amazed me about my dog, because like they're not privy to the power of suggestion, because they're dogs. They don't have that same language, right? And yet it works for them too. So I just, yeah, and like my own healing technique, it definitely is the childish imagination, imagining that which we as adults would like think was silly, right? And yet, like, thoughts are things, and you can create things with your thoughts, with your imagination, if you believe it. And that's why we do not necessarily manifest what we say that we believe in, that which we give lip service to about what we believe, because, you know, what will manifest and what will create is what's in our deep seated on the deepest levels of our subconscious mind, in our entire being, what we believe.
Mm-hmm. And that goes back to like the storm clouds, right? I love the analogy of Kimberly bringing up the storm clouds, because those are our storm clouds, that subconscious. What do you allow to be in your subconscious mind that you have not dealt with? What are those bubbles that come up through the water? What are the things that you've tried to weight down in your ocean, and you tried to put a weight and a chain, but it's got so much in it that wants to surface? Eventually those chains get cut, the weight gets taken off, and they rise back up. And that goes to with what you're saying, Jamie, and I love it. And I love exactly what you're saying, because there's so much in that subconscious mind that we don't deal with. And that's something that I think it's very important to realize, what is in our subconsciousness and what have we not worked through, because it will affect us. And then we start to call that energy in. We start to find the house again with wasps all the time and thinking it's a negative connotation, versus saying, wait a second, what are these wasps trying to tell me and show me also in another format, in positive ways, right? How do I deal with them? I know that my house, I get wasps a lot. I'm out in a rural area, more farm area. So obviously there's going to be wasps. They're looking for their home again, always. And there's a battle, right? All the time with them. But when I see them and I see them really trying to recreate their nest and everything, I stop and reevaluate my messages and say, wait a second, what are the messages as well for me? What are they showing me as a mirror? And how do I evaluate it in my life right now with what's going on? And how do I use it? I give gratitude, I give thanks. I try to make sure to take care of the problem as well, because I don't need people with allergies, having anaphylactic shock issues. But I give gratitude, and I ask as well that they be replaced and find a new home, find a safe home for them as well. I thank them and give gratitude for the messages of what's around. But then that way I can say, wait a second, I need to focus in. I need to see what are those things that were trying to sabotage me, that because of my subconscious mind level, like you were talking about, I maybe have not dealt with. Therefore, I'm seeing it as blockages. I'm seeing it as energy blockages, whether it be my work or romance or finances, whatever it might be that we all go through, right? We have blockages, energetic blockages that hold us back. But once I can look at those messages and reevaluate it, then I can analyze it and bring the healing in, as well as the healing light to assist me in releasing what's there in that subconscious part of myself. So I'm not calling that in or recreating the same story. Now I get to walk into new levels, new dimensions with new stories as well, and not be so held back by the old. And so these are some beautiful strategic things that each one of you can try to implement into your own life, right? You can definitely reach out to Jamie and or I, Kimberly saying, what's the best way to work through life events that still obviously surface or are in the subconscious? And as I felt that, and I'm reading your thing, my throat just got choked up, because this is something that it's taken you a lot. Thank you, Kimberly, for sharing this. It's taken you a lot to get to the point of voicing that. Excuse me. Let me get some water. And that in itself is a release, just saying that and asking that question. But Jamie, I have some messages coming in for Kimberly, but what are some of your thoughts or messages that you have for her, and saying what's the best way to work through life events that still obviously surface or are in the subconscious?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you see, me personally, I would turn to NLP, because that has excellent techniques for like replacing those issues in the mind or the subconscious. Yeah, because it's all about, see, you know, with NLP, it's about, like, you know, it's more like solution focus and change focus, rather than kind of dwelling on those old things. So that would be one thing I would do. But, you know, it's interesting, like in my business, you know, sometimes when I'm working on websites, because that's what I do in my business, and like there's this issue with like bad links, yeah, and you can't always remove bad links, because those links belong on other people's web properties, and they might not you know, remove them. You might not be able to contact them. So my philosophy is, well, just dilute those with good ones, yeah. So if you have enough good, and then you can dilute it, and then that it becomes like less of a thing, right? And that works. And I think there's a parallel there. That's just a couple of thoughts from me.
Yeah. I think NLP is a great format. I think neuro-linguistic programming is fabulous. And I know that it works for some people. And I also know that there's so many other formats and ways as well that work out there for many people. I use different forms of neuro-linguistic programming. Mine are not necessarily always so technical, scientific, because I think there's so many formats of how to do it. For me, there's a lot of energy work that I do. I work with so many different modalities. Being a multidimensional healer, I work in many different dimensions. And Kim, like when you have these life events that obviously surface, I like, for me, I work with clearing and cleansing the cords, working on the ethereal part, working on light body, working with emotional body. I work with all your bodies. And for me, that works for me as well. When I allow my emotional body to heal for certain things, then it helps physical, spiritual body as well do all their proper healing and placing that into proper planes, proper ways. And then you can truly release, because sometimes what we're holding on to when we're talking about life events, we're talking about life events in this life, but we're also talking about life events generationally that have come from mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, past lives of wherever. How many thousands of years, millions of years do we have being part of this universe, right?
Yeah.
That energy. Yeah, exactly. That this energy is coming up and it's surfacing within us. So there's a lot to be disconnecting. So I take people into different dimensional, call it shamanic, ways of finding themselves as well, to find out what the root of that cause, what the root of those problems really are. So we're not just, because a lot of times what happens is we go to the most relevant or pertinent or latest thing that pops up and surfaces, but sometimes that already came from a chain of events that had been occurring. And when we can go back down that chain and actually find that pattern and actually find what the root, what like the number one start, let's say even call it Adam and Eve, if we want to go biblical in a sense, right? And the being in the Garden of Eden and original sin and kind of thing. If we can go back to even that and release that and forgive it with love, then we start to break those chains all the way up to present time. Now, I'm not saying, hey guys, let's all go back to the Garden of Eve and let's go on the light thing and forget that. But I'm saying our own line of what's been affecting us, we can do that. We can go back to, you know what, this actually goes back to when I was a little girl and the things with my mom. And then from there, I had the chain of effects. But let's go steps further. What happened to your mom? Why was your mom the way she was with you? She had things that happened in her life that maybe she didn't even share. And when we can get an understanding from the other side of the looking glass, then we can start to forgive with love and light. So those are some techniques and ideas that like I work with my clients with as well. And I know Jamie's great with NLP and working with that. But I think there's so many different ways and formats. It's about finding out also what resonates with you.
Yeah.
You have to find out what resonates with you. Like for me, there's many different techniques that resonate with me, and I find out what resonates with all my different clients, and therefore I can work with them in a way that's best for them. I don't try to just do things for me or my standpoint. I do it for them for how it works for them. Because otherwise you're just at a loss. So find out what works for you, Kimberly, as well. Find out what some things that are working for you. Even if like today's working with you on Enlightened Circles, come back, join us again, be here again, and find new ways, research, Google search. You know, Jamie does search engine optimization. Find those keywords that work for you and research them.
Yeah. That's right. You made me think of something when you mentioned about the mirror, the looking glass. And it's quite funny really, but you know, like sometimes I'll see a photograph of myself or I see myself in the mirror and then my first thought is, oh my goodness, I didn't know I was that fat. Yeah. Because like I imagine myself so much better than I probably physically am or that I am, you know. You know, it's all about self-image, isn't it? Because like I think that honestly, like I think I'm a lot slimmer than I actually am, and then I get a wake-up call and I'm like, oh my goodness, I better lose some weight. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, Kim saying that makes so much sense because our family has generations of DNA curse, and I can see that, Kimberly. So at some other point, for those of you out there, don't forget, if you haven't done your free 30-minute, I always do these free 30-minute connection sessions. If you haven't done that with me yet, find me at enlightencircles.com and you guys can schedule that. And, you know, and I've been running a discounted price of $150 for my sessions through this time lately. So my friends and family discount of $150 for sessions. And if it's something that resonates with you and some kind of work people want, let's get together. Let's do that. Jamie as well has been doing his services as well, not just in search engine optimization and businesses, but he's been working with people as well. So where do you want people to reach out to you, Jamie? And then I want to get back to something Lisa said in her comment.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. So my website is ItalianHealthAndWellness.com. It's a work in progress, but there is a contact form. But what about Facebook? Facebook's pretty cool because we can message each other, so you can do that. So just look me up on Facebook, Jamie Smale. In fact, that's even better than the business page in one way because it's more personal because we can type, you know. So anyway, I've got like 1 million contacts, 1 million ways to contact me. So it's hard sometimes to say how people can contact me, but yeah, just look me up.
Right, isn't there so many? Like, for me, you can find me on Enlightened Circles on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as well, but there's enlightencircles.com. So you can always also sign up there for my free DNA healing meditation. Kimberly, if you haven't done that yet, you can sign up for that. And it walks you through protection and allowing that DNA healing light to start coming in and working with within each one and every single one of us. So check that out. But I want to get into, before we like jump off here in just a bit, and thank you to each one of you who have been tuning in and participating. And those of you who are sitting out silently as well, and you're absorbing all of this and you're sending your healing energy and love, because some of you might not be typing in, but you're tuning in 100%. You are receiving the healing energy around you and you're also sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all your Enlightened Circles of sharing as well. Lisa was saying she teaches preschoolers, and I do those kinds of things. She's going back to when we were talking about
oh, that's so cool. Yeah,
how to get in touch with things. And she mentioned this a while back, so I want to bring this up. And with some of the things that we were talking about earlier, she was saying she does those kinds of things of instilling it in her in the children, but until the past 2 weeks, she had never considered doing this for herself. And this is when we were talking about the messages of the wasps on the house. And she typed this up when we were talking about how when you see these kinds of things, realize the message, look on the other side, kind of tune into it, see how you can work it for yourself, see how you can figure it out and work through new obstacles or new things in your life. So she's saying, I never considered doing this for myself. When I allowed my inner child to show herself to me, that's exactly what I did. I had to start with the foundation of safety. I repeatedly told her she is safe now. I acknowledged some of the bad things that happened, and I went so deep that I felt pure love and a halo of light. Then I saw images of all the females in my life who had gotten me here. It was huge for me. I have been feeling embraced since then. I have more allowing to do, but I have never felt such beauty and love in my being before. And she was also saying that refers to what Jamie was saying, what he did as a dad. Sorry, it takes me a while to type. So, that it's so true. Everything that we're all talking about, everything that we're sharing, and all this healing light, all this healing energy. It is so beautiful. It is so powerful, but don't forget the power of allowance.
Yeah,
when
definitely.
we allow it in, we do the opposite. The antonym to allow is to forbid and to deny. So when we are not acknowledging, allowing, and accepting this in, we are basically forbidding and denying. Remember at the beginning when I was feeling the neck ache, and then it was Kimberly, right, that had the neck pain, that said it was instantaneously gone then after.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
So she can move it because she chose, like how you said, do you want me to kiss the boo-boo away? Let me and it'll be gone. When we choose to allow that energy to work within, it is so amazing and powerful. So I inspire each and every one of you, challenge each and every one of you, all with the highest good, for the highest purpose, in all the most beautiful, protected ways. Allow this healing light, this healing energy to work in your enlightened circles within you. So then therefore you are much more at a higher, powerful vibrational state to assist yourself first, and then assist and share with others. And when you kiss the boo-boo away for somebody else, it comes in such a powerful, loving, received fashion that it is amazing, the healing power that's out there. That's how, when we call it in instantaneously, when you're allowing the energy we're here trying to share with you to assist with neck pains, heart pains, the back pains, the spinal injuries that have been going on. Allow the person who has your spinal column is out of whack. Allow everything to start to come back into place. When you're laying there, just imagine and allow, because I'm already seeing it start to happen. Allow your lumbar and sacral vertebrae to come back into place, so it's not creating so much of a problem on those herniated discs and everything else. So, and I just got that message coming through because I can feel mine. They flared up because I have 2 herniated discs, but I don't usually have problems with that because I've learned how to work through these, and I've also learned how to allow that healing energy to come in. But when I feel it coming in, I tune in and say, is that something in my body and spiritual body, emotional body, whatever it might be, that's going out of whack and alignment? Or is that somebody else that's happening too? And I deserve to share that light and that wisdom with them. So whoever you might be as well, and everybody else, allow that energy to come back in and align you so that all your bodies are in their proper place, in proper alignment. And as I always say, may all the healing energy done in each and every single one of you. We give gratitude for all your guardians, your guides, your angels, ET, whoever it might be that's been with you on all these positive, beautiful formats. We give gratitude for all these guardians and guides, angels being here with us right now today for all this healing work. But we give gratitude for every single one of you. And may all this healing that's been done within you continue to work within you, without you, and throughout the rest of this world and universe in need.
Yeah, that was nice.
Jimmy, any other closing words besides the fact that join us next week for Migrate Your Mindset?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, definitely join us next week. But my closing words, I just want to encourage everybody to believe in themselves again, and to believe in that which they believed once upon a time. You're not trying to believe in anything new, but go back to and reconnect with that childlike, unlimited belief. And you know what? and it works. And sometimes you're going to take something for your pain or whatever. Sometimes you'll go to a doctor, and that's okay too. But you know what?
Yes.
Like, there's times when, like, maybe I'm getting a cold. Yeah, we all battle with the cold from time to time. It's the most common thing. And sometimes when I go to bed at night, I say, you know what? When I wake up in the morning, because this is what parents say to their children. Parents say to their children, "Oh, you'll be better in the morning." Well, I say to myself, "I'll be better in the morning," and you know, it's surprising. Sometimes I wake up and I'm fine again. And like, I used to get the cold for like 2 weeks, like a week or 2 weeks. It's very rare that I get a cold for more than 24 hours now, because I just won't have it. You know, I magic it away. You know, so
Lisa saying thanks so much for us for sharing our gifts today. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing yours. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to your mom. Thanks to everyone who's either tuned in live or tuning in later, because your energy, even though you might be watching it later, you've been working on us already now. So time and energy has no bounds. So that's a beautiful thing about what we all do. And we are all Enlightened Circles together, and we start to link, and we just saw that and how it really truly functions earlier. So keep that in mind, keep that in mind. Kimberly saying, I'm so grateful I spent this time with you. Thank you for the love and healing. Much love to you, Kimberly. Thank you for your love and healing as well. But
thanks.
If you guys want to, we would love to see you again next week at the same time, 12 p.m. Eastern time for Migrate Your Mindset here on Wednesdays. Don't forget, I will be live as well, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays. So every Tuesday night, I'm coming live with Enlightened Circles, different guests. Next week on Tuesday, I'll have Kate Angel in, or as planned are, and we're calling all angels, right? So all of you earth angels out there, or we're calling in all your angels, your angel guides, your spirit guides around, and having that discussion. So that will be Tuesday night with Enlightened Circles on Facebook and YouTube. And then on Wednesday for Migrate Your Mindset here with Jamie and I, we will be discussing, like we said, about let's get real about relationships, right? Relationships and how they affect work, or how work affects relationships. And we're going to be talking about relationships of self-relationship, relationships of romantic relationships, relationships with your family, like your children or friends, of how that all interconnects with work, and how work affects those relationships, or how our relationships also affect work. And we're going to be bringing in that balance. We're going to be bringing in that balance. We're going to be bringing in everything that we can. So between now and then as well, type in the messages, either private message myself or Jamie, or right here in the comments, even better yet, type in comments of things about how are your work how does work affect your relationships, or how does your relationships affect your work, right? We love to bring this discussion more tailored to you if we can between now and then, but don't fear, we've got plenty of things already, of topics and ideas and energy, and bringing it all in as we migrate our mindsets together, because that's what this show is. Migrate your mindset, don't forget. And that's what our Wednesdays are all about. And Tuesday evenings are various topics as well with energy on Enlightened Circles. So much love to each and every single one of you. I'll see you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time with Kay Angel for calling in your angels and calling all angels. And then right back here on Migrate Your Mindset, Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 5 GMT for Jamie and all of our European friends, with talking about relationships, right? And how work affects relationships, and relationships affect work. So
yeah,
much love to you all. We'll see you soon. Don't forget, you can find Jamie at attainhealthandwellness.com or on his Facebook page, and you can visit me at enlightencircles.com or on Facebook and YouTube as well, or Instagram. I have Instagram as well. So Enlightened Circles, I'm there for you as well. May your Enlightened Circles always shine brighter every single day. Lots of love and gratitude to every single one of you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.